And we're live.
Arr.
Hi, Deana.
Hi, Cait. How's
Wow.
it going?
It's so great to be here with you.
I'm so happy to have you.
And all of you watching.
Of course. We are doing a little virtual live stream today, but we're going to have just as much, if not more fun doing it virtually. I am very excited about our guest. Just a quick little note on what we have coming up today. So we are going to have Stefen Deleveaux, who many of you might know from Twitter. He is the Oasis Onchain founder, and he's going to chat with us about that and what he's up to in the Caribbean, and also Octant's Creator Program that he went through, and is going to chat with us about that. And then Anthony Soohoo, MoneyGram CEO. We're going to have we're going to have a money conversation.
I love it.
C-suite. There it is.
Yep. Teach me.
I have a question for you. I'm sitting here at my desk, and I have a Mac cartridge. What would we call that? What would we call this?
I don't know. It looks like a hockey puck to me. Enlighten me.
Oh, a Mac. Well, it has like a little stain on the front, so I don't want to do a Mac.
Oh, makeup. I'm thinking makeup. Apple Mac. I was like, is this a Mac Mini? The new version?
It's the Mac Extra Mini.
Compact. It's the compact.
Yes, it's compact
with the mirror.
It has a mirror, and I have it here on my desk for mostly for live stream touch-ups, because I don't like a shiny.
Right. I had to put a matte on because I was very shiny.
Yeah, you gotta
just
have a
the primer.
Nice. And but I'm suddenly realizing that it's maybe very old, like very. And I'm wondering what the expiration date is on compacts, on makeup. Are we?
There is an expiration. I had to be told this.
Okay.
By a friend.
What are we talking ballpark?
Because I would say my guess was a year. And I was told, maybe don't push it, because it is chemicals you're putting on your face. So I was told
we're on year.
I'm on year 2, 3 of some things, especially if it's mascara. My friends said, no, do not put anything old near your eyes.
I could see. Mascara I could see. I went through an eye trauma earlier this year. That was really
we're better for it. You live, you learn, you experience things.
I just wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy. And so I'm very present to eye hygiene and care now.
There you go.
I would not put old mascara on, but an old Mac Mini here.
I mean, we'll see if you break out potentially. Right. I don't wish it at all. I rebuke that, but because your skin looks great.
Thanks.
So it's doing its
mad
job.
At it. It is doing its job. Okay, quick shout out to our first sponsor here, Octant. Our supporting sponsor, Octant, is well known in Ethereum circles for its tireless contribution to the Ethereum ecosystem through research and millions of dollars in grants and public goods funding. 2026 is their product era. Octant previously launched DeFi vaults, which enable orgs and communities to build sustainable funding systems through these yield-generating products. We've talked about them a lot on this podcast, so you'll be familiar. They've also opened up funding participation to the wider Ethereum community. You can help decide which impactful projects in Ethereum should get funded using your ETH to help allocate a big pool of matching funds by participating in their Epic 12 next month in May. Yield funding impactful projects is a good, sustainable model for our industry. Be sure to check out Octant app to keep up with all their latest funding announcements. And don't forget to lock ETH to help allocate over 300 ETH to projects such as Protocol Guild, Tor Project, and Revoke, to name a few. So that's the latest from Octant. Get involved. Help direct that yield to the best corners of our industry.
Yep.
We've dropped in a link in the chat here.
That's right.
And
learn more. They're giving constant updates. We love to see it.
We love them. Okay, so our first little story here before we bring on some guests. I have come across this Twitter account, which I love. And it's every day he posts a graphic like this that says, and today's is the nicest weather in the USA today. Basically, it's a map of the United States.
This is incredible.
I know. And he says the nicest weather in the USA today will be in Madison, Wisconsin, and Rockford, Illinois. Windows open kind of day. He gave a little editorial at the end. But basically, what we're looking at for people who don't have, who are perhaps listening, is a map of the United States, the continental United States, and it basically has a key on the right that's basically like pristine, perfect, beautiful, nice, and fair weather, and it's it's sort of mapped over the map, and you can see places where it's going to be beautiful, nice, fair. So I love it. Every day there's a new one. I'm waiting for Nashville. I'm waiting for Nashville to get pristine because it's a gorgeous day here, and I'm in
North Carolina right now,
and it looks like you have fair. Just fair for you today.
Well, can you zoom in on this key? Because what is we're talking in Fahrenheit, people. So sorry for you Celsius. Let's see. He doesn't have a key for what he's okay.
We don't have a sense for how he's qualifying us.
Nice weather outlook with our lives.
We're just trusting nice weather outlook. I will say, yes, I think if Ryan Hall y'all were to be in Nashville today, I think he would change his I
agree. If he went on one of your morning wellness walks, he'd be like, you know what? Fully
pristine,
fully top of the charts.
Yeah, it is interesting. I do wonder what it's a combination of cloud, like I assume sun, temperature, hitting like a 72 and sunny. Usually and then probably like UV index, stuff like that.
A slight breeze. People love a very light breeze.
Nice.
You always hear it. What's the perfect weather? Oh, I just want warm, sunny, but not too sunny, slightly cloudy with a nice breeze.
That sounds nice. Well, if you're in Madison, Wisconsin, please do let us know if you're having the nicest weather today.
Oh, you know what we could do? We could look it up on the weather app. Madison, Wisconsin, right? Or
let's see. Yeah, tell us what it's looking like in Madison, Wisconsin.
Okay. Madison.
I feel sorry for our friends in the Pacific Northwest. They didn't even qualify for a single color. They're just in gray.
Oh, this is kind of crazy. We got 58 degrees Fahrenheit, precipitation 0%, humidity 66%, and wind 5 miles per hour.
That's a little cold for me. So
that's a little cold for me as well. So I mean, now maybe we don't trust. What is his name?
Ryan Hall, y'all.
Ryan Hall, y'all.
Yeah, we need some more transparency on his how he's qualifying these assignments. But overall, I think it's directionally correct. But yes, some more detail. Just a big loved seeing that this morning. And then this one I want to share with you is something that came up on my TikTok this morning that he reposted. I guess I'm in kind of like a weather way lately.
You're also following Ryan Hall y'all on TikTok.
I'm not. No, this is a different creator.
Okay. This
is a guy who's in upstate New York. If I play it, we'll be able to hear the sound, because if not, then
let's see.
Okay.
Severe thunderstorm.
I can hear it.
Severe thunderstorm warning.
So for viewers, for listeners,
severe thunderstorm warning for southern Warren County in east central.
It's a guy who's fully monitoring the thunderstorm warning situation. He has probably 15 different monitors,
clocks and radios,
yeah, that are tuned in to the forecast alerts system, and he's like sort of showing all the different alerts and freaking out. Really incredible stuff. I really
you're locked in on the weather watch, and I respect it.
I am locked in on weather watch. Okay, so that's our first bit here. Let's just do a quick shout out to Vercel.
Love Vercel.
We love Vercel. If you are a startup building with agents, look no further than Vercel. Their agentic infrastructure gives you and your agents everything you need to ship. And if you're supported by one of their hundreds of VC or accelerator partners, you have access to exclusive discounts and benefits. You can deploy faster, scale globally, and ship world-class AI products. check out the platform thousands of companies use from day 0 to IPO at vercel.com/startups.
Threw that in the chat.
I want to share, I went into my Vercel account in preparation for this podcast today, and I share it with my son, who's now a slop cannon.
A what?
Fully, you know, the slop cannon, like there was this post that went viral probably last month, and it was like, there's 4 jobs, there's gonna be 4 jobs left, and it was like, the first one was slop cannon, which is basically like someone who's just constantly like shipping stuff, idea guy that's like shipping stuff using AI. There was also hot person, which is like basically like your BD salesperson. And then there was like adult in the room, I remember was one. And then there was a 4th one that I'm not remembering what the 4, but it was like basically in the age of AI, there's these 4 jobs that are left. And my son is for sure slop cannon material, because I went onto my Vercel and I was like, what is this? And it's, which Greek god are you? Fully ChatGPT generated quiz.
Who needs BuzzFeed when you have slop cannons?
Exactly. So I know that he's doing Greek god stuff in 4th grade. So that's where this came from. And he basically, it's just like a whole.
Did he say what he got?
He did not. Like it. This just got deployed on Vercel and forgot about.
Incredible stuff. Honestly, can you send me a link? I'd love to take this test.
I will. It's elemental stones. I'll send it over to you.
Great.
And I recognized it was him because he also has a Minecraft mod that he calls elemental stones. So I knew it was under the same creative
umbrella,
creative vision. So anyway, we genuinely love Vercel in this house. We use it across family members, across generations. It really does help us just like get ideas out into the world. So love that they're.
Ask him to make a Harry Potter one next. That'll be huge.
I will. Yeah, this is the type of thing where it like he'll be like, okay, now just since he uses Claude now, it just like whips it up, and I'm like, no, we have to
right.
Learn,
go through the process, proof of work,
yeah. And like you can't just have Claude, you can't have Claude do all the thinking. So that's actually a big lesson.
It's a tool for your thinking.
Exactly. So I'm trying my best there, but it is really an uphill battle when you have someone who's as eager as he is to use all these tools. You know, he's like, I just want to go fast, you know.
I mean, like mother, like son.
So, okay. The other thing that I wanted to do with you today is there is a new thing that ChatGPT has launched, I think Monday, GPT 2, which is their next generation image creation tool.
Okay.
I wanted to test it out live on the show. I just want to say I have not used it at all. And I also have not done very much with image. Everything that I've done with image has been like, you've done a lot with it.
I have used chat maybe last year. I haven't used it in about a year for images because I moved on to like Gemini or Nano Banana, that stuff. Okay. So well, interesting to see. Shout out Tech Bimbo, who taught me the best prompts. She's when it comes to this ChatGPT 2 stuff, I feel like I'm getting all my information from her, whether she's quote tweeting someone else or saying what it can do and what it can't do. I have also not used it, so we'll see. Yeah, shout out to Tech Bimbo. She is who exactly. I'm seeing most coverage and commentary from her, and her take on it is like it's really good. And if she's saying that, then I trust her opinion.
I do trust her opinion too. Okay, so I'm going to share my chat screen here. And then what I did find was this prompt.
Oh, yes. This is like AI generated image ad libs, or it's like fill in the noun, fill in the adjective.
Exactly. So I think we do that together and we learn together.
Great.
I think I'm just gonna copy and paste this here. It feels like,
and you have it
that's-
updated. You have your chat updated to where you can, because mine wouldn't let me this morning when I tried.
Wait, okay, why? Wait,
Only
why?
because I mean, I have my password written down elsewhere in my apartment back home in New York, and I was like, I can't download anything to my laptop because I do not have knowledge of my very high level password.
Okay, we have a credentials issue with Cait here.
Yep.
No problem. I don't know. I think this is part of the learning together, is that we're all going to figure out how to do it.
I'm excited.
I think this is, I'm not sure how to select image generation in ChatGPT. Like, is there a special?
From when I was using it, you would just say generate an image.
Okay.
Like, I would just say generate an image in the main chat. So I don't know if it's changed since.
Okay. Let's just try it first in the main chat and then see what we get to. Okay. So create a polished multi-page, multiple images brand kit for a company called.
Can we? Oh, well, no, I was going to say, can we use Oscar's? What's the word he's been using? The phrase?
Elemental stones.
Yes.
Okay. Let's do a brand kit for a company called Elemental Stones. The brand should feel.
How did you describe like Minecraft?
I think playful, science-y. I mean, is that an adjective?
Sci-fi, maybe?
Okay.
That's not quite the word.
Sci-fi. Anyone who is listening who has ever played Minecraft is it is blocky. Like, that's really my experience.
Comment down below. Yeah, it is blocky. Very like cubism. Maybe just put like tech forward.
Okay.
Because I feel like chat would just be like, okay, great, we're gonna add some cyberistic.
Okay, I'm gonna put like gaming, video game.
Sure.
Wow, this is hard. Okay, blending. Okay, what's a cool? Okay, we need inspiration. Blending something, inspiration A with inspiration B.
Say Minecraft and Greek mythology.
Okay. Great. Okay, use a visual style, visual identity. Okay, I'm going to say bold.
Good word.
Bold.
I liked restrained.
Color.
We get to pick our colors, or are they going to pick them for us?
You know what? I think we should do this for Voice Club. I think I think we'll be
I was going like random.
I know. I just think we'll be more familiar with some of these descriptors.
Like if it's good or bad. Compared to what we have, did chat do better than us?
Okay, so for Voice Club, it says create a polished multi-page brand kit for a company called Voice Club. The brand should feel internet native, smart, accessible, fun, blending.
Okay,
what's up?
No, I was going to say good. I thought you were going to keep going with those words.
Blending. What inspiration? Could I put like Craigslist as one of the inspirations?
Oh my God, that's amazing. Facebook Marketplace.
Right.
Blending Facebook Marketplace and Bloomberg and Vice.
Blending Bloomberg with Craigslist with Vice. Perfect. Okay. Use a bold visual identity. Okay, color direction. This is where you come in.
Okay. I would say simple.
Okay.
Internet native is also good.
Okay.
And maybe like monochromatic.
Okay.
We don't have too many colors.
Okay.
Form language, clean, organic shapes. Let's see.
I think
this works. That works.
Well, I think we need to choose one.
Oh, no, sorry. The form language, we can keep what they have here.
But I think you want to keep all of these?
Let's do just clean geometry.
Okay, great.
Great. And then typography style.
Variable fonts, let's say.
Yeah, let's see what they give us. I'd be very curious.
Motion cues, subtle, I would say.
Yeah, that works.
Imagery style,
We've gone very analog. Maybe, can we say analog meets the internet?
Okay. Okay, the overall mood should feel mood stack, 5 to 8 descriptors.
Can you add in analog? Can you say like analog handwritten?
Okay. Great.
Curious to see what they'll give us.
Okay. The overall mood stack should feel mood stack, 5 to 8 descriptors. Okay.
I would say human created.
Okay.
Or analog, whichever word you think would be better.
Okay.
Process driven.
Say more.
Like, because it's human, like we see charts and graphs and lines and scratches. So
I'm going to put showing the work, and I'm going to put graphs, charts. Okay. And world C is...
I do think it probably should be this like digital tech.
Contemporary digital. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, include, this is all in the template, so I'm assuming we just keep it. Include product obsession, immersive retail, cross-platform brand application, avoid generic AI gradients, overuse tech-low aesthetics, cluttered layouts, weak hierarchy, stock-like visuals. Okay, this is all from the template that I pulled from this guy's tweet, so I'm just going to keep this here.
Great.
And then it looks like he has a prompt here that's very specific as to what the output is going to be. It says stuff like product and packaging. I don't know how that's going to deal with that because we don't have products, but maybe we'll create one.
We'll see.
We'll see. Imagery and art direction, color and typography. That's the stuff that you would expect to see in a brand book, but also has this thing application. So website, mobile UI, poster, social, retail, spatial. Again, we're still in just the template that he provided. Ensure strong visual hierarchy, push originality over safety, bold but controlled experimentation, cohesive system across all pages. The result should feel like a real high-end creative studio brand kit, not generic AI output. Okay, I'm going to send the prompt and let's see what we get back. It is thinking, and it is prompting me with an upsell to buy their more expensive subscription, which I'm not going to do.
No, thank you, not today.
But I appreciate the effort.
I love that it said hang tight.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm firing up some GPUs.
We're searching the web. They're definitely searching Pinterest right now.
Yeah. Also, should they search for too closely against boys clubs, they'll be very
that's why I was like, are we going to do network or are they just going to look up boys club?
Right.
The same thing that we already have.
Interesting.
But hey, if I didn't do the work, and someone's like, where's your brand kit? And I'm like, oh yeah, gotta make that. Boom, let's see what it does for us.
Okay, we're still generating here, so we're probably on like 45 seconds, which is totally fine. Just
no worries.
It's got a lot to
You're like, we forgot to add, take your time, make no mistakes.
Yeah.
So who's to say it might make some mistakes?
Oh, okay. We're still thinking. In the meantime, some shower thoughts I've been having around seeing some of the new image generation stuff, which people are saying is like super powerful, is if we similar to the text output that these AI engines are creating over time, if more and more people are using this type of thing for image creation and brand identity creation, which by definition, all of this is pulling from past work that has been created. Like it's basically pulling from what we've done before.
Right.
Then I fear it leaves very little room for like net new creation.
Right. And I would say this is a good, for someone like me who has made plenty of brand kits for brands, you spend a while just thinking and playing around with things. And if this could just be a tool to do that and go, oh, visually, I don't have the 30 minutes to compile it all and see what it looks like myself. It just compiles it real quick for you and go, oh, actually, let's switch this out and move this around. And then you make your human decisions on what looks good and what looks bad based on this. You don't just go with what it gives you, but it is a really fun, quick tool to play around with and see how you can tweak it. But people saying design.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Okay. We have our our really concerning first pass at a brand kit here from ChatGPT featuring Jessica Simpson. I don't know why Ariana, what are you doing here? Like, what are you doing in this?
What? She's a businesswoman. Okay. She makes a lot of money.
Okay. I don't know who this other guy is, but since he's next to Jessica Simpson, I have to assume that he's also someone famous that they put into this.
This is incredible. We have to post this separately on its own.
Totally. I don't know. I think it went too hard in monochromatic. I fear
I was hoping it would give it. Yeah, I fear you're right. I was hoping it would give us our monochromatic of our blues.
Yes.
Like internet blues. You have your like bright royal, your cerulean, your
we
text bubble.
We should have maybe been a little bit more explicit here. While it's finishing its generation, what I will say is Claude Design also launched this past weekend.
Yes.
So maybe next week we can try giving Claude Design a test run. People were saying that it's like going to eat Figma's lunch and that possibly. And I will say the bar is low for it to compete with ChatGPT based on this output, but maybe it's a user error. Maybe our prompt was bad.
I mean, we didn't think too much on it.
That's true.
So I like the fill in the blanks, and we'll see what it gives us. But overall, if you swapped out these images, it's not that bad, and added our blues.
Okay, I think you're being very generous. Let me just give folks who are just listening a voiceover on what this is.
It's this.
It's two people. One is Jessica Simpson, and one is a man in his
cosplaying Steve Jobs.
50s,
just both in black turtlenecks.
Everyone's in black turtlenecks. It is right. It is.
You can't see the main logo because they made it black and it's overlaying the black turtleneck,
blocked over
so it's completely cut off.
It's a major design faux pas. There's a burnt out car on a beach.
Sick. We love the juxtaposition here. It's like every Vogue photo shoot, they're like, put a girl standing on a chair in the beach because, it's different. Yep. Why is this here?
Okay. I will say this bottom corner here is where they tried to pull in the handwritten. It looks like ChatGPT did like a prototype. It looks like a hand-drawn like website prototype, and
not bad.
Not bad. And then there's like a glitch
Taylor Swift looking album cover.
Yeah, that's like glitched out, which like some sort of zine that is very generic.
This is a Canva template for sure.
Canva template, and then a mock-up of a laptop and mobile phone that has Boys Club on it. And like what I want to say is like England, like the map of or like southern Spain.
This feels like PowerPoint template.
Yeah.
For presentation.
So anyway, that's where we landed. We have some more here. Okay. I mean, honestly, I don't hate this. This is looks like
I saw the potential and you came at me.
Okay.
But I would be able to take this and then be like, okay, this totally doesn't work. This doesn't totally and then you pull and rework the things that you envisioned.
Yeah, totally. Okay, now we have some typography stuff. I mean, I think it's giving a lot of blacks. We
need to redo the prompt for sure. I didn't mean like gray, like black and white monochrome.
Chat, she didn't mean that.
I didn't mean that, chat.
And again, we have like the burnt out car has persisted across the different pages here, but yeah, some typography stuff. I don't hate this font.
They didn't give us any funky fonts. Nothing
this is
cyberistic.
A cool hat here. Cool hat.
Mean, it's just another hat with a word on it.
Okay.
That people will be like, sick. See, this is taste.
We have a floating rock. I actually don't mind that as like a surrealist thing. I think that's kind of cool. We have some generic packaging.
Okay, a car still there.
Again, the car persists.
Great.
I don't know, like
notebook, badge, box.
Tote. I don't think this is like fine. The Boy Scout credit card is funny.
Oh, that is funny.
Yeah,
we should next time give it specific product and packaging ideas.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna drop this into the chat. We can see what we think about it. I see we have our first guest here, Stefan, so I'm gonna bring him up. But
wonderful.
Really a fun experimentation. I want to do Claude design next, and
this should be a continued segment.
Yeah, I feel like we maybe didn't give chat the best prompt. So
no, absolutely not. That's on us. Sorry, chat. No worries. We'll come back and we'll fix for V2.
Exactly. Okay. Let's bring Stefan up.
I'll jump.
So
Hi.
That burnt out car on the beach. There was something there.
You liked it. You liked it. It was. You found it moving. I mean, I kind of. It had me thinking, and that's all good art does. You know.
Yeah. So we'll go with that.
We'll go with it. So nice to see you.
It's been a while. How you been?
It's been a while. It's been a long time. So Stefen Deleveaux, founder of the Oasis Group and Oasis Onchain, working on frontier tech for the Caribbean, and third time podcast guest, I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think so. I think you're our first third timer. So that's a big honor for me.
We're doing good. We're doing great.
How's it going? How you been?
Surviving in 2026.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing.
Yeah.
I've just been home in the Bahamas for the most part.
Been
good though.
Tell us for those who haven't met you yet. Tell us about what you're building, what you're working on, to give folks context.
Yeah. So I mean, I think I spoke about this on the podcast before, but the last 3 years, let's say, been working on Oasis Onchain, which is which was a fully crypto conference in the Bahamas. We kind of shifted this year, which was our last one was January. We shifted to a wider, like, frontier tech is what we're calling it. Focus, where still crypto, but also AI, of course.
Did you pivot to AI?
We're all inclusive.
Okay.
We're multifaceted over here.
Yeah.
But also including like agritech and energy and stuff like that.
Okay. But your last event was in January?
Yeah.
Cool.
End of Jan went really well. We're definitely pivoting more towards less, I don't want to say less international focus, but definitely more hyperlocal. Focus on where the needs are the most. So that's been interesting.
Yeah. Tell us about what types of use cases that you're seeing, where the energy is. Like, I would be so curious to hear.
Yeah, I mean, so here, and then I'd say for the region in general, for the Caribbean in general, we're kind of seeing the same thing that you guys are seeing in the US, where crypto has just gotten so institutionalized. So there's less of the, the small builders, less of the startups, and a lot more of the banks are paying more attention. Banks are trying to get into like tokenization, for example. A lot of the financial institutions, even on the more corporate side. So actually right now I'm working with an agritech company that wants to, one, use stablecoins, and two, use blockchain just for like traceability, because they're going for the farm to fork angle. Cool. So working with them on that. So we're seeing stuff like that pop off. Definitely less of the, small builders trying to build in DeFi, for example, unfortunately. But this is where we are now. So it's pretty similar across the board.
And are you, in terms of the conversations that you have with some of the more like traditional financial institutions there or in the Bahamas. What's the appetite? Like, is it just a curiosity and they want to connect with you to like understand what's happening? Or do you feel like there's a real sense that like, okay, no, we've been watching and now we're ready to start like building stuff?
Yeah, there's definitely this like kind of barbell distributions where 98% are still paying attention or they're interested, but they haven't done anything. And then there's like a very small 2% that are already actively building in it and working on small projects at least. But it is growing, which is interesting to see. I think, you know, when Jamie Dimon came on and started talking about tokenization, everyone was like, oh, I guess we need to take this more seriously. So that's how things go.
Yeah. And do you feel like there's like how I'm trying to say this as diplomatically as I can, like the market being where it's at, how has that affected sentiment?
Yeah, I mean, it's bad across the board. I won't say bad across the board. I mean, there's just less interest in like trading, less interest in just people looking at crypto itself. It does feel like it's just the institutional angle now. Like it feels like back in like 2015, 2016, when it was that blockchain, not Bitcoin era, where a lot of the, again, financial institutions were focused on like on the tech itself, which is not a bad thing, but definitely less interest in actual like investing. Definitely less interest in the decentralized aspect in general too.
Yeah. That does seem to be the trade-off with some of these bigger players coming in. I remember, I just had a flashback to 2017, was sitting in an office. That was when I got crypto pilled. I was working in New York, and I was at Indiegogo, where I was working at Indiegogo, and there was a bunch of guys in the office that were getting into crypto at that time, and that was kind of like I was definitely not in their conversation, but I was like kind of watching what they were doing, and I was like, oh, like from the sidelines watching. And I remember overhearing a conversation that one of them had that day or one day that was like speaking to blockchain, not Bitcoin, or blockchain, not crypto, which was like, bro, where this company is putting the supply chain of fish on the blockchain, and that was like going to be this revolutionary thing, because if you know anything about like the fish industry, there's a lot of fraud, and it's actually something that gets me very fired up. There's a lot of fraud in the fish industry, and it's rampant, and like to the point where like when you sit down at a restaurant, 2 out of 3 times you are probably having something that is mislabeled. Like you are not having the thing that you think you're having. That may not be the case in the Bahamas, but certainly in Nashville, Tennessee, absolutely. I am not having,
whenever you have to deal with anything cross-border, it's like, oh, this is
and like, and it isn't even necessarily like like a malevolent thing where someone's like trying to be evil. It's like it's just, anyway, we don't need to get into fish fraud.
No, I love it.
It's we could do a whole other episode on it. I have read a lot about it, but anyway, it is solving it. This was in 2017, but like they were like fired up because it was like it's solving for fish fraud, and like as soon as you get all the fish on the blockchain, then like there's gonna be no more fish fraud, and you'll be able to like sell your mahi at Nobu for whatever, like for 3 times the price or whatever it is, because it will be tracked. So anyway, that was what we were doing then.
That energy is coming back, which is crazy to see.
It's coming back.
It really is coming back. People are talking about it again. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I mean,
I've seen this show before.
I am for it. The cool thing is that, you know, they're talking about it more in terms of like, we want to build that on Ethereum or Solana and not like Hyperledger. So there is that bit of the decentralized aspect is still that people aren't, how do I put this? People aren't just trying to build like small private blockchains. They want to engage with the wider ecosystem. They don't really understand it, but at least there's still a little bit of that interest.
Okay. Yeah. For the record, I think if we could figure out a way to put fish reliably on the blockchain, it sounds like a great idea. I'm not down on it. I think there was a lot of the tech stack that was not solved for in 2017, which maybe now, almost 10 years later, we have solved for some of that.
Oh my
So
God.
I'm game. If you're building that, let me know. I'd love
Sorry,
to
it's
take a
like
look.
10 years later, and I kind of
I
freaked out.
know. When did you get into crypto? What was your start date?
Like basically 2016. I was paying
Okay.
attention in 2015, 2016 when I like got into it.
Okay. And what was the thing for you?
It was kind of all of the above. It was the crypto aspect in general, but for me, it was kind of like the anti-fraud thing was a big part of it. I had this idea of like I wanted to put all the government's like treasuries on blockchains.
You're laughing about that, but that's like hello.
That's the dream right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it would never happen, but we'll see.
Transparency. You're a transparency king. I love it.
It would be great. It would be
great. It would be great. It would be great. Okay. So you were very values driven getting into it in 2016.
Sure.
You were like, okay, this is how I could
see. And a big part of that too was like I was already paying a lot of attention to fintech. Like, you know, the Stripes, the Cash Apps and whatnot, but none of those worked in the Caribbean. So I was like, oh, that sucks. And then when I understood how blockchains work, I'm like, oh, this could be the solution for that pretty much.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So it was kind of a wide range of stuff.
It's so interesting to hear like what's the thing that got people hooked, got people interested, because it really is like it's just a mirror to the things that they're interested in, and like it's very revealing. I find the answers to that question.
That's very true.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Octant. You just wrapped the Octant Creator Program. Tell us, what is the Octant Creator Program?
Yeah, it finished a little while ago, but I mean, it was. I think you'd mentioned, or someone had mentioned a boot camp, which is the perfect way to put it. It really was. It was a boot camp. It was a few weeks. It was a lot more intensive than I expected.
Okay.
I think more than anyone expected, but in the best way, because they took it so seriously, and it showed they really cared about actual like education. They cared about just leveling people up. It was a lot. I can tell you how many exactly. There's a lot of participants. And we kind of went every single day. We went through sessions, and we had a task to do, basically homework to do.
Nice.
Pretty much every day. So it was serious. And we had sessions. Pretty much all of them had guest speakers. So it was a lot of deep dives into different aspects of obviously marketing, creator interactions in general, the various social media interactions and whatnot. So I was very surprised in the best way possible at how well it went. So
yeah. And the goal of the program is to upskill folks on creator and being a digital creator. Am I thinking about it correctly?
Pretty much. And again, it was kind of across the board, obviously with more of a focus on Twitter, just because that's kind of where everyone is. Sure. But it gave you, like, for example, so I'd say, like, for me, it's because I'm doing more local stuff. It means that I very unfortunately have to use LinkedIn. So it also covered those aspects as well, but of course, still a heavy focus on, everyone in tech is on Twitter, on X. So it's really, even for people who are just new or just starting, it's like getting your name out there. Yeah. And making sure that people actually pay attention to what you're doing and to what you're trying to bring into the world, pretty much.
Yeah. Everyone says that about LinkedIn. Like, I'm reluctantly on LinkedIn. I'm reluctantly on LinkedIn as well. But like, at some point, we're going to have to stop saying that. And like, we're just going to have to be on LinkedIn with our whole full chest. You know what I mean? Like, just get behind it. And like, we're there. And like, yeah, it's great.
I'm writing an article on LinkedIn now, and I'm just like, I'm here now. This is what's happening.
Totally. And when you write it, you'll let me know. I'll post it on my LinkedIn, and we'll do the LinkedIn dance.
You know what? Let's do it.
Great.
I think it would be better if every single post on LinkedIn wasn't like ChatGPT 4.0 generation.
Yeah. Totally. That is why it, and among other reasons, it gets a bad rep. But I think, like, be the change you want to be in the world. You know what I mean?
Right. Try.
I know you are.
I'm making clear, like, this is my actual thought. Yeah.
I know you are.
We're getting there. We're getting
there. In terms of the creator program, tell me, like, were there any speakers or sessions that stood out, or like that changed how you were thinking about something that you're working on?
Yeah. So they really had a wide range of speakers kind of crossing the gamut in crypto. And it was like, I mean, all our faves like David Phelps,
Nice.
Emily from Hype,
Great.
Bradley from Base, Azim. Like it was a really good Louis, who does amazing videos with EF. So it kind of covered a lot of different aspects and areas. For me, who, you know, I worked in growth and marketing previously, and now I'm trying to, you know, do more on the local side, where I think it's just a very different interaction. And Emily did a really good job, in my opinion, just covering the different aspects and different types of really marketing and what that looks like in different like categories, I guess, and in different contexts, I would say. So
yeah, Emily Lai.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really excellent. But I think all of them did a very good job, because you also have to deal with, like, you know, they gave time for questions, and like really, again, deep dives and really good interaction. So I think they all covered a lot of different contexts, a lot of information in general. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out Emily Lai. She's what I would say is like definitely a full stack marketer. Like she's in there in meta ads to thinking about some of the brand marketing stuff. Like she's exactly. An incredible marketer.
Stuff I just don't normally think of, you know?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Okay, great. So there's a link in the chat here if you're interested in applying to the next creator cohort. If you're a content creator or journalist in crypto, this one's for you. So there's a little form there that you should definitely fill out if you're a listener and you're considering it. But Stefan, with you, like, what's next? What's next for you? What are you thinking about?
Whew. Yeah, that's always a good question. So I'm trying to do this consulting thing, trying to make it work and more sustainable with Oasis Onchain itself, the conference, where now that we've done 3, we're definitely going to do less of the, you know, big annual event and more of just, you know, semi-consistent, smaller scale, like workshops, for example.
Cool.
So sometime this summer, we're gonna do, again, back to the pivoting to AI, but we're gonna do like a working with agents workshop. Nice. We're gonna do some more stuff with agritech for farmers in the Bahamas. So it's gonna cover a wider range, but I'm excited to get that rolling.
I'm excited to hear about it.
We can, like, jump into smaller contexts as well.
Is agritech like a particular vertical that is like happening a lot there? I presume so, but like, is that?
It's growing for sure. There's a lot more interest in it. And I think, you know, even before the Iran stuff, but especially now, there's such a bigger thought about, like, again, energy production and food security. Those two are the biggest things. And those two for me are also some of the biggest things right now. So I definitely want to spend more time on it.
Nice. Well, so nice to see you. So nice to chat. And send me your LinkedIn post when you have it done.
I definitely will.
Okay,
get everyone on LinkedIn for some reason.
Great. Add Stefan on LinkedIn. Okay. Thanks, guys. Bye. Okay. Before we bring up our next guest here, just going to give a quick shout out to Polygon. Let's get there. We are. Every company moving money globally hits the same walls. Legacy rails are slow, expensive, and built for a pre-internet world. Stablecoin rails are fast, but they are fragmented across vendors that don't talk to each other. The plumbing to deliver on the promise of stablecoins hasn't existed. Polygon's open money stack is fixing that. One unified stack that puts global money movement onto proven rails that move at the speed of the internet. And why Polygon? Because they've been moving money, which is why their new brand campaign reminds audiences that it's not their first trillion. Check out the tweet we just dropped here. Kate, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to play this, but if so, no, shaking her head. Okay, well, we'll drop it in the chat, and shout out to Polygon. We love you. And let's pull up our next interview here. Give us one moment, please. Anthony Soohoo, Chairman and CEO at MoneyGram. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
So excited to have you. So I just want to give our listeners some context on MoneyGram before we get started. So if you've ever wired money to another country, or if your family has, there's a very decent chance that MoneyGram has touched some part of that. 200 plus countries, 500,000 locations, tens of millions of customers globally a year, 85 years in business. And as I understand it, MoneyGram is integrating stablecoins across the business with live services in emerging markets and plans to scale globally. So really excited to chat with you about that. Anthony, I'd love to learn some more about you. My research tells me that your parents moved from Hong Kong to San Francisco when you were 6, and your family used MoneyGram to send money home, and now you're running this company. Tell me about your journey.
Yeah, maybe I would. I will. I'm happy to tell you a little bit more about myself. The funny thing about when you reference my mom, because it always triggers my family. I grew up in San Francisco.
Okay.
Two parents that were not tiger parents. Who I'm actually the first person in my family to graduate from high school. And so, but the fortunate thing was when I was in middle school, I learned a program, and it's led to this whole career in tech. First part of my career was really started in working at tech companies like Apple, Yahoo, Inktomi. And then the second part of my career is I started tech companies, starting with a company I started and sold to CBS, a big media company. I've helped a lot of large organizations lead transformation. So I led the effort at CBS to take them into streaming. I then went to Walmart and helped them with their e-commerce and then their omni-channel transformation around digital. And then when it was time and I started thinking about what I wanted to do next, I came across this MoneyGram opportunity. And the reason I got so excited about it was that first, as you referenced, my family were customers, but also it was really one of the first times that my parents actually knew what I did, because typically working in tech, they didn't understand the concept of coding and how you can create value. But when I told them I was working for a payments company that was MoneyGram, like they got it right away.
Honestly, having a job that's legible to parents is huge. It's really huge. So I get that.
Yeah. So as a result, what we try to do at MoneyGram, as you mentioned, is we have, close to 500,000 retail locations, but we also have like billions of digital endpoints too. And our goal is to allow and provide an on-ramp for everyone around the world to have access to financial systems so they can send money, receive money, and in the future, allow them to do more than that in terms of stored value and bring them into the digital economy, specifically around, as you mentioned, stablecoin.
Yeah, in coming from the crypto industry, we talk about on-ramps and off-ramps a lot, but it really seems as though you guys are really operating at a different scale when it comes to that conversation. So I'm excited to chat with you about that. But first, I want to touch briefly on your resume. So you mentioned Apple, CBS, Walmart. What lessons from any of those are you bringing into sort of the payments infrastructure work that you're doing now, or is it really just about sort of this transformational moment? And is that the sort of key driver?
Yeah, it's funny. If I'm going to take a step back to answer that question, when you've asked it, I thought right away to the Steve Jobs graduation speech at Stanford that said, you can't connect the dots forward, but you can always connect it backwards. Yeah. And like, I didn't start off my career saying I wanted to someday be the CEO of MoneyGram. But as I look back on my current role to think about how I got here, what I would say is that everything I've done has set me up for this point to be the chairman and CEO of MoneyGram. I would say that very first is at Apple, I think I learned a great lesson of always starting with the customer problem and working backwards, which I believe, and we can talk more about this, the problem with a lot of technology companies, especially find stablecoin to find a problem to solve, and we don't have that issue here. The second thing I think I've learned at some of the other companies I've worked at include like managing and operating at such a global scale. And also the biggest lesson I learned at Walmart were two lessons. One is to always take care of the customer and to drive down prices and pass on any savings that you can to include more people in the system. And I learned a lot about supply chain and the movement of goods through the supply chain, especially during COVID. So if you think about it that way, the idea of sending payments from one point to the next is basically a supply chain problem where you're trying to do it in the shortest amount of time and the lowest possible cost, so your customer gets some funds quicker and as inexpensively as possible.
Okay, I want to talk about that supply chain in quotes a bit more, just to bring it to life for people. I think a lot of our listeners would understand roughly how MoneyGram works, but if you could just sort of illustrate it for us. I am here in Nashville. I want to send money to my family and my cousins in Rio. What happens from the moment I hit send on my end to when they pick it up on their side? Broad strokes.
Yeah. So at a high level, I think that if you think about it, most consumers think it's just one point to the next. The complexity actually comes in terms of the coordination. There's a high level of coordination that we have to work within any jurisdiction that we operate, which is one, to make sure that from a KYC perspective, we're capturing all the information that we know about the person and the transaction is actually legitimate. That actually type of check operates is a very important part of the process, because we want to make sure wherever we operate, we're operating in a very safe environment. Second thing that goes on actually is that for us then to send the funds from one side to the next, it's for us to actually coordinate the shortest, most efficient route to get there, and to offer it at the best FX or in terms of currency translation back to the customer. And then ending up to find the most convenient location, if it's so on the physical side that your family member, your friend wants to pick up, or send it to app. All of that is kind of orchestrated by our backend infrastructure we've been building. And going back to the point about stablecoin, the reason we're so excited about it is provides a lot of benefits in terms of us being able to do it in more real time, as well as doing it in much lower cost.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So what are the specific benefits of what points does it help to cut out or to help make more seamless? And is it primarily time saver, or are there these cost benefits as well that you guys are factoring into the sort of decisions around implementing stablecoins?
Stablecoin helps our customers save time, effort, and money, is what I say. And
Nice.
The reason it does all three is because, one, it has real-time settlement. So a lot of times as an organization, we sometimes have to forecast how much funds need to go to an area. If you have an infrastructure that operates 24/7, including weekends, you can get your time in real time. And I'm sure even domestic sends, how many of us have gone through where you were like waiting for things to settle before it hits your account? I think with stablecoin, the promise is basically near real time. The second point is that for the consumer, the huge benefit of that, besides the savings to MoneyGram that we try to pass on, is the fact that if you work or are living in a high fluctuating, volatile economy, that you can get your funds anchored or pegged to US dollars until you're ready to spend. So that's also a huge savings. Yeah. And then third is, the security of our network is you don't have to draw it out until you actually need it, versus there's a lot of other times you might want to do it. And on the other end, we provide a lot of different options from stablecoin. We can convert it back into an account deposit in your bank account. We can send it to your debit card. We can give it to you in fiat cash. And I just kind of think about our business. We're actually one of the largest and have probably one of the most robust multi-currency translation engines, where we're constantly converting funds, let's just say from US dollars to Mexico pesos to Indian, INR. But when you think about that, adding stablecoin to that, just another currency for us. So we see a world always where there's going to be a future where fiat as well as digital currencies will exist. And that's also why we have this omni-channel strategy, that you can actually pick up cash or we can deposit to your accounts. Because I think the reason people feel left behind is because, especially for a lot of the unbanked, they just have no access to any of these financial systems that we're talking about. And that's kind of the thing that drives all of the employees here at MoneyGram.
Yeah. What is the consumer experience of the stablecoin integration? Do they have an understanding that they're leveraging stablecoins? Has that been abstracted away? What's their
we want to abstract it away where it just feels like you're sending something like a text message or an email. Similar to some of these apps that you might know today. I think the beauty of this is that we're going to peg it to US dollars if the consumer chooses. And then you can just take it out when you want to. The pressure, it takes a lot of pressure out from the consumers and who's receiving it. They are operating a lot of these economies because you're like constantly, do I take it today? Do I hide this money in my mattress? What we can promise them is we'll store it and we'll peg it to US dollars. And if you want to, map it and take it out when you need it, you can do that anytime you want.
Yeah. I have in my notes here that MoneyGram is expanding the stablecoin app to 6 LATAM markets: Mexico, El Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala, Venezuela, Haiti. Why LATAM first? And is there a regulatory component to that makes it easier or more advantageous to deploy there first?
Well, we always operate within the local laws of where we operate, as well as the U.S. where we're headquartered. But the reason we chose those markets is because we saw a real need for those markets, and we also had a lot of physical MoneyGram locations in those, so we could get instantaneous customer feedback.
Yeah.
Once you start in one part of LATAM, even each of the countries are slightly different, but we thought it was easier to kind of migrate. But really, the goal for us is to bring this tool around every country around the world and where we operate in those 200 countries and territories, and say that anywhere we operate, you can have this experience where you can get your currency or your value anchored to stablecoin. And then in addition to that, we're running a bigger and bigger part of our business on the back end on stablecoin, which again will hopefully allow us to pass on to some of that savings back to the consumer.
I feel like what is so exciting about hearing about some of these programs that you're running is that, having worked in the crypto industry for so long, there's always been a last mile problem, let's call it. Like, that has always felt really unsolved, even with the best intentions of some people in this industry working to solve for some of these pain points that people in remittance dependent economies have. Like that last piece of how it translates to cash in someone's wallet, like, has always felt hard to do without having the scale that something like MoneyGram has. So I think it's really exciting to see. And I'd be curious, like, how's the reception been in the markets?
So it's been very positive so far. I think that, like I said, we want to operate and scale this across the world, because I think that this could be a huge benefit for everyone around the world, be able to kind of have access to these type of financial tools. We believe that as consumers use this more and more, they're going to love storing this value and only using it when they need to spend, so they can maximize their purchasing power. And then it will give them access to the financial tools and access to these financial tools that previously they did not have access to. So we're super excited about that. And I think it's going to be a really positive for a lot of local communities, where at the last mile, like you said, each of these communities, have needs that sometimes are overlooked, and we're excited to provide that for them.
Yeah. Okay. I want to understand how, and this is like broader than a crypto question, certainly, but working across so many jurisdictions, regulatory jurisdictions, countries, territory, 200 countries and territories, 500,000 physical locations, and then all the digital integrations that you had spoken about. Like, how big is your regulatory team? Is like half the company. I like, how do you manage compliance across that many jurisdictions? Like, that feels like a lot.
It is a lot. And what I would say is that we operate and have compliance to make sure that we follow the laws of the land wherever we do operate in any of those. And that's the beauty of the scale, and why, if let's just say a startup or any financial services company wanted to do this, it would take them decades to build all the relationships and map all these things out. But once you have it, I think that there are ways that you can make the process a lot more efficient. And that's why, as we think about today with the AI, it will help make our system, we believe, leveraging AI safer, and it will allow us to operate much more responsibly, as well as just response time to our customers as a result. So, it's a constant thing we think about and operate to. We have a mindset of continuous improvements, and we believe that that doesn't stop with just kind of how we run the business, but also with compliance. And I think that we can use that to our benefit of providing a much safer, much more compliant, as well as a faster response time to our customer in the process.
Yeah. How's the appetite been around stablecoins internally? Are people excited about it, or do they like, and this is like purely just a curious question. I know that folks have all sorts of ideas about what stablecoins are or aren't, and there's been a little bit of a tarnishing at certain points for the industry over the past couple of years, and like just curious how the appetite has been as you guys start to meaningfully incorporate it into your arsenal there.
I think everyone here is excited about the potential, but not to date myself, but I was starting off my career when the internet was just taking off. And, you do have all the naysayers or doubts. I remember in the old days, people thought, who would want to go to buy books online or buy anything else online, because it just seems like the local bookstore is like 3 miles or 3 blocks away from my house in New York. Totally. The thing people miss is that they're not sometimes the only use case. And what I would say is that stablecoin, if done right, especially with AI, we are in this massive transformation where these technologies are converging together, where we can provide a safer, more compliant, more responsive access to the financial system for everybody. And I think that, inclusion is so much part of, in my mind, why stablecoin, the promise of stablecoin, and why I'm super excited about it. And I know all our employees here are as well.
Yeah, me too. That's a big driver for why I'm so passionate about this industry as well. And I think on that point, like, as I'm hearing you talk about some of the things that you guys are building and have planned, it's remittance, but it also starts to feel like neobankish with the types of features that you guys are planning. Do you want to say a little bit more about sort of that roadmap?
Well, I would say our ambition is not just a remittance, but we actually have one of the largest global payments networks in the world. It rivals up there with a lot of well-known names you might have heard about, including a few card companies. But what I would say that's different about us is that on the last mile, we actually have direct connections into these local communities. And with these connections, allows us to earn a level of trust that you can't do sometimes with a digital-only player or a product. So having that where you're actually allowing someone to send funds or receive funds, sometimes through a person or through a digital means if you want, but you sometimes want to talk to the person who came to your kid's birthday party, who's known your family for a number of years, because those are the people you seek for advice. We think that MoneyGram plays a key role in terms of a lot of lives around these communities, and why we're so excited around it. So when we think about that, it's not just about sending money, it's about receiving the funds and what you do with it. And as you receive funds, I think it's not too far to push to say that we want to help you store that value, help you spend it in a wise way, and hopefully help you earn yield in that process. But there's, services and products that we've talked about that we're excited about, including, the idea of allowing you to pay your bills back home, even if you're working overseas. And those are the type of things that we believe we can still operate on top of our payment rails, which is very complementary to everything that we've done.
Really, really inspiring stuff. I think it is the vision that I think a lot of folks in crypto are excited to see start to come to life. So thank you so much for your time, and excited to follow along with what you guys are up to.
Thank you. Thanks for having us, and appreciate you allowing us this opportunity to share our story. It is certainly exciting. I've been at MoneyGram a little less than 18 months, but the transformation, our embrace of stablecoin, has been one of the, I think, biggest highlights of my tenure so far here, I would say.
Exciting. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Howdy.
Howdy. Wow, what a great interview.
Great guest today all
Learned
around.
a lot.
Honestly, great guest all around. Okay, while we were out for a second, I saw this tweet. Just really quick.
I hope it's the same one that I saw.
Okay.
Is it about chat? Yeah. Wait, I saw another version of it.
Okay. Wow. We're really mind melded, Cait. So okay, for folks who are just listening, this is a tweet where a young person did a color analysis. So color analysis is a science where you get where
most
someone
flattering
basically
colors
chooses the most flattering colors for your complexion and for the way you look.
Mm-hmm.
This is something when we went to Seoul. There's incredible color analysts that work in Seoul. I don't want to say like that's where it came from, but I do know that there's a big industry around color analysis in Seoul.
Mm-hmm.
And Natasha and I went to Seoul like probably a year and a half ago. And in preparing for that trip, I tried to get an appointment with this one specific person who was doing color analysis, who was like really popular. And she was totally booked out.
Wow.
Could not get in. Okay. So anyway, I just put this prompt in. I took a picture and
oh, you did it.
I did it. Hold on. Okay. Wait 1 second. Let me share this tab. It's saying I'm a soft summer.
Okay.
And I gave it the exact, I just took a photo booth photo sitting right here and I put the prompt in that this guy put in, and it's saying soft summer. So cool, muted, soft contrast. It put me in a lot of pinks and mauves and like muted blues.
We love the muted colors. Honestly, it looks good.
It's telling me to stay away from an orange and like bright tones.
Right. You don't want to be a Teletubby. That's kind of what
right. But like, how I'm looking at this, I'm like, no one would look good in this bright green. Like,
that's not true. Nice dark skin complexion. They look phenomenal.
Okay.
And like a lime or a bright.
I'd love to see yours.
Okay, I'll send it. I'll send it in Slack after this.
Send it in Slack. It's funny. So a soft summer, I actually don't think I look good in plum.
I would disagree. I think you look great in plum, but I'm surprised they went soft summer. Man, this is interesting. Are you surprised by this outcome?
I'm surprised by this. Yeah, I'm surprised by this. I think also what's surprising about it is that like it's a color analysis, so it's telling me what the best colors are to wear. But I would also like personally, my personal style will never wear half of these colors.
You know what you're supposed to do? You're supposed to take your selfie with a white shirt.
Okay.
And so try it again.
Okay.
White shirt, evenly lit, nicely evenly lit, maybe better lighting than just like in front of the laptop. And then send it. We'll get the whole team to do this.
Okay, great. Yeah, the working girls ring light is the laptop screen.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. I want to see everyone's color analysis. I do want to see who they're going to put in these gem tones. And also I'm going to do a cross comparison with Claude Design to see if I feel better about those results.
That would be fantastic.
Thank you to everyone to listening in, and Cait for jumping on as co-host today.
My pleasure, as always.
Great.
And that's all. See you next week.
See you next week.
Ending the stream.